Have you ever seen someone being humiliated in public, and everyone just watched, nobody did anything? What if you were the one who could have changed everything? Today's story will leave you with tears in your eyes and warmth in your heart. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Stories, because we bring you real, powerful tales that restore your faith in humanity. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon in downtown Chicago when Anna stepped into the bright, warm lights of a high-end department store. Her red hoodie was soaked through, the sleeves clinging to her arms, and her jeans had muddy water splashed along the bottom. Her shoes were worn out, and her ponytail looked tired from the day's battles. She didn't belong here, that's how everyone made her feel the moment she walked in. But Anna wasn't there to steal. She wasn't there to loiter. She had saved up for weeks. $20 bills crumpled from babysitting jobs, spare change from tips at the diner, and the last of her grocery allowance. She came with a purpose. It was her mother's birthday in 3 days, and she wanted to buy her a proper gift, a scarf she'd seen online, now on display behind the glass. As she walked through the aisles, her eyes lit up when she saw it, the soft silk scarf, lavender with tiny hand-painted roses. Anna approached the counter with her trembling hands in her pockets, checking again that the money was there. But before she could ask the lady behind the counter, a voice broke the moment. "Excuse me. You can't be here," said a store supervisor in a navy blue suit. His voice was loud enough that a few nearby customers looked up from their shopping. Anna turned, confused. I was just going to buy this," she said quietly, her voice almost drowned in the hum of air conditioning and jazz music playing in the background. "You think we're going to believe that?" The man replied harshly. "We've had incidents before. People like you don't come here to shop. You come to look and leave fingerprints." Her heart sank. "I have money," she whispered, trying to pull out the folded cash from her pocket. "Let me see that," he snapped, grabbing the money from her hands before she could even fully extend it. He unfolded the crumpled bills and then dropped them on the counter like they were dirty. "This barely adds up. Even if you had more, you're not welcome." The woman behind the counter looked away. The other customers pretended to be busy. Some smirked. A couple pulled out their phones. No one said a word. Anna felt her cheeks burn with shame. Not because she had done something wrong, but because she hadn't expected to be judged so quickly, so cruelly, just for looking poor. She tried to pick up her cash from the counter, but the supervisor slammed his hand on it. "Leave," he said. "Before we call someone." She turned around slowly. Her eyes were wet, but she didn't cry. Not in front of them. Not while they looked at her like that. She walked out of the store with her shoulders down and her steps slow, like carrying invisible bricks of humiliation. But just before the door swung shut behind her, someone called out, "Wait." The voice wasn't loud, but it was clear. Confident. The kind of voice that made people stop and turn around. Anna paused mid-step, her hand still holding the wet strap of her bag. She turned slowly to see a man in a long coat with a little girl by his side. The girl was holding a teddy bear and a pink umbrella. "I saw everything," the man said as he stepped forward. "And if this store is the kind of place that humiliates people for trying to do something kind, then maybe I shouldn't be here either." The supervisor stiffened. "Sir, this has nothing to do with—" "It has everything to do with me," the man interrupted. "I come here every week. I've spent thousands of dollars here. You know why? Because I believe in quality and service. But I also believe in kindness and dignity." He turned to Anna. "You came to buy that scarf?" She nodded slowly. "What's your name?" "Anna." He smiled gently. "Well, Anna. Would you allow me to do something today?" She looked confused. "I don't understand." "I'd like to pay for that scarf. But not out of pity. Out of respect. Because I saw what you tried to do for your mother. And that makes you more human than anyone else in this store right now." The silence was thick. The little girl let go of her father's hand and walked up to Anna. She smiled and handed her the teddy bear. "You can give this to your mom too," she said innocently. "She'll like it." Anna broke down in tears, not from shame this time, but from the overwhelming kindness of strangers. The men stepped forward, handed the money for the scarf to the speechless woman behind the counter, and picked out a beautiful gift box. When he placed the scarf inside and handed it to Anna, she couldn't speak. She just nodded, whispering thank you again and again. Before she left, the man turned to the supervisor and said, "She stays. Or I go. And I'll make sure the whole city knows why." The supervisor said nothing. Anna walked out of that store that day with a box in her hands, a teddy bear in her bag, and her dignity intact. Some people come to the world to buy things. Others come to give. Never forget that one act of kindness can change someone's day, or someone's entire life. Anna walked in feeling like nothing. She walked out with proof that she mattered. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Kindness Stories, where every story reminds you, compassion still exists.